Yes. Once now,
Yeah, I've just got something to add. Like I was one of those kids at one point, and we actually fundraised for the initial skate park that was there because all we had was a half pipe on a bit of gravel at one point, and so I understand where the kids are coming from and what they need, you know. So I'm happy to support it.
I need to plan other projects. Well, but this, well, I absolutely this like the maintenance is going to be really kind of. Sorry, thank you. Where we will need to do some work, but I see the initial installation as something that could potentially be a quick one if we wanted to do that. But yeah, I agree that it'll be the ongoing cost. That'll be something to work through.
Yeah, the question.
That's right. That's right. We're not asking for funding for the project itself. We believe we can source the funding, but agree it will be the responsibility of those ongoing maintenance costs, who that sits with and scheduling of that.
Suppose it'll depend on the surface that you use. Is there different options on the surfaces there?
Yeah, there are. Yeah, and we'll have a few quotes put together with the different surfaces. Yeah, there is one. Definitely, he's looking at the most durable, sort of, initial option.
What does support mean from the council or from council?
Because the land is owned by council, basically we need council's agreement to move forward with this project, not necessarily saying at this point, yes, we are going to build a basketball court and secure this money. As more in principle, can we have your approval so that we can actually proceed into terms of the funding, searching for funding, coming up with quotes, and allow for you guys to gather all this information for you to make the decision next year, not necessarily now. It's just an agreement in principle so that we can begin the work that we need to do to gather that.
Thank you for that. And yeah, look, something in writing to us, even submission somewhere along, in the annual plan, the reserve is sort of targeted to go back to iwi, so has gone back, going back. So it's not just us to consider in this. Yeah, so moving forward, there's quite a few parties involved. Right. So thank you very much for the presentation.
Kia ora, ngā mihi.
We're on to page 4 of confirmation of minutes from inaugural council and coast community board meeting. I'll move this if I can a seconder, please. It seems like a little while ago, doesn't it?
Probably just one correction, and that's just under an attendance under media. It was actually Pukaia who was present and not Te Pariri. It was the media outlet. Pukaya. Kaea.
Howard, was good to see us on Tikarere as well. Even though Moko stole the limelight. Thank you. Move on to page 8. Proclamation minutes of extraordinary meeting of 5th of November. Over mover. Barry. I'll second. There's a freakness there. I'll put that to vote. All those in favour? Against? Carried. Thank you. Move on to page 10. Just receiving these minutes. Ordinary council meeting, 16th of September. I'll move this. If I give a seconder, please. Has to be someone who's here. Barry? Yep. We're just receiving that. Yep.
Just for clarity for the new members, why we're just receiving these next couple of lots of minutes is because it's the end of the triennium and they just get signed off by the chair and the CEO rather than approved by council.
So got a bit of a second right. Yep. So all those in favour? Against? Carried. Thank you. We'll move on to page 21. Just receiving these ones as well. I'll move this if I can have a seconder, please. I'll put that to vote. All those in favour? Against? Carried. Thank you. Move on to page 31. Minutes of Coast Community Board, 23rd of September. Just receiving these ones as well. I'm happy to move this. Steve, second. And I'll put that to the vote. All those in favour? It's carried. Thank you. Oh, did I do that? Which one of it?
Can I just say something? Sorry, I'd just like to add just the hard work that Councillor Brooks put into this committee. He actually helped shape it into something pretty meaningful for the council. So yeah, just want to say thanks to Tom.
Okay. And then you got a second that one? Seconder? Okay. And just receiving that. So all those in favour? Against? Carried. Thank you. On to page 41. The mural report. I'll move this if I give it a seconder, please. Doesn't seem like a lot on there, actually. Any
Shorter period.
is- I had a bit of a break. Oh, might have been. I did. Yeah, much to my family's annoyance. And still the fastest me in the country in the iron body. Any questions in there? I thought we had some challenges on the day for our first meeting, but that was rather beautiful, and yeah, having the children there was made it quite special, eh? We made it work. We did it our style. So and
Got
it
a
was,
question on, sorry, 23rd of October. Is there a time frame on that when the teardrop roundabouts will be completed?
yeah, well, it's starting. They're starting work a lot earlier than they planned. So the other one's finishing early, so there's plans to get a bit of work done before Christmas gets busy, widening. So yeah, quite some positive news. So yeah, it was nice to go along and be part of that blessing. Yeah, it's going to make a big difference for our community. It was quite nerve-wracking watching the traffic while we were there. Actually, I was watching a few people having trouble trying to cross the road. So yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, I wasn't supposed to start yet, so it's going to be quicker than what they said. So no, it's quite a success story. Everyone working together, landowners, iwi. There's some benefits coming out of that. That's going to benefit our whole region. Yeah, so not only the safety aspect, it's going to be some good wins there, and I think there's some compromises. Jim Robinson did a lot of work, and Tom was in the road safety committee meeting. The cyclists weren't considered in the first lot of plans, so there's been some compromises, and there's going to be some good wins there. So yeah, hopefully it's up and running for the busy Rhythm and Vines traffic. It'll be a bit wider and a bit safer. But yeah, it is going to be, don't know the time frame, but it's definitely ahead of schedule. Well ahead.
Yeah, through the chair. Andrew Cockle, the regional director from NZTA, is going to come and present to council before the end of the year. It's a great opportunity to get an update on these major projects. Plus, also they've got the NOC contract coming up. We have sort of requested if we could have a higher level of service for the state highway roads that run through our township, because they play a really important role not only to transfer vehicles, but also they have a placemaking element. So there's a few things that we've got and still in negotiation with NZTA. So it'll be a great opportunity when Andrew comes to ask these types of questions and get clarity on the time.
Also the bridge cleaning.
All right, we have a second. Yeah. Any other questions? I'll put that to the vote. All those in favour? Aye. Against? Carried. Move on to page 44. Waterford District Council governance structure. Take it as read. It's quite a bit to go through there. Any questions on? I'll move this if I give it a second or two, please. Second it. Well, just, yeah, any questions, or everyone's had time to look at it and digest it?
Just what I discussed earlier in regards to point 6 of the report. But everything's been clarified now. Thank you.
Just through the chair. Yeah, so number 6 in the recommendations outlines the council to consider forming a committee Māori, to do that in consultation with the newly elected Māori ward councillors, iwi and council as a whole, just to look at opportunities in that space. So we'll look to provide that and work with those key stakeholders over the next 12 months.
Receiving the report. If there's no other questions,
Just a bit of a tongue-in-cheek one. With all these committees, how do they actually fit into 6 weekly meetings?
Gay is a magician, so she'll make it work.
The calendar of meetings for 2026 will come to the December meeting. And yes, but the rules are once it's adopted by council, it can be changed, and invariably that happens with changes of meetings, etc. Yeah, so we will adopt a schedule of meetings. Try and work everything around the external meetings as well, like the regional council will provide their calendar to us. So we don't have any clashes. And traditionally, a lot of their external meetings are on different days to what we usually have. So and just work out.
All right, any other questions?
Not a question, just a note of reference for 7 under the Waiweka Otara Flood Scheme Liaison Group. I represent currently in that committee as a cultural advisor for our hapu. I just want to make a note here, and I'll also make a note in the next meeting. Thank you.
Just in regards to all these committees, we're all welcome to go to each other. You know, they're open to all of us, and encourage you to get to as many as you can. And it's just important, if you can't make it, just to let us know so the alternate or someone else can be there. We can't be having meetings, especially across the Eastern Bay, where people aren't turning up. Yeah, they put in a lot of effort. So yeah, we can make it work, and just we'll just see how it goes, and if there's any issues, we can relook at it. No more further questions. I'll put that to the vote. Also, we received it. We'll make the appointments as set out on page 44, 45 and 46. All those in favour? Against? Carry, thank you. And we'll move on to amendments to standing orders, page 58. I'll move this. I'll give it a seconder, please, and we'll hand it over to.
Morena koutou. This report reflects the standing orders which are currently in place at the moment. So prior to the commencement of the new triennium LGNZ review, the template, and often minor amendments are made. At the beginning of the last triennium, council made a decision that any members attending by audio visual link would not be counted as part of the meeting's quorum. This report offers the opportunity to council to reconsider whether it would like to review the attendance of members by audio visual link being counted as part of the meeting's quorum, including their voting rights attending online. Happy to take any questions.
Any questions on it? Given the area that we cover and sometimes challenges, I think it's a good thing that we have this ability. And yeah.
Yeah, well, I think technology we've got now, and people don't want to travel in that, it's ideal. So I can't see an issue with it.
All right, so we're happy with that. We keep it included, so put all those in favour? Against? Gary, thank you very much. We'll move on to page 61. Elected members remuneration. I do ability, James, our pay. I'll move this. I'll get a seconder, please. I'm going to hand it over to Stace because I can do that. The chair. And it's just a reminder, this isn't set by the council. This is set by the authority. So, yeah, it's not like we imagining it up and paying ourselves.
Yeah, through the chair. We'll take the report as read. So at the start of each training, there's the Remuneration Authority will approve what the pool of funding is for councillors. Some of the considerations that they use to determine that is population, operational expenditure, asset value, social deprivation, for example, and then they determine what that pool is. The pool is then allocated depending on the number of councillors and the chair roles, for example, and the deputy mayor. So that's been outlined on at the bottom of page 62. That pool doesn't include the allocation of funding for the mayor or the Coast Community Board. Happy to take any questions. There has been an increase, which is noted in the report as well.
Any questions there?
Just to note that for our general ratepayers, that because we've got an extra councillor on board this year, there's no difference in how we operate our remuneration. So the pool is a pool, whether we've got 10 or 20 councillors or 6. Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah. Just need to put it out there. People might think that by bringing more councillors on board, it's costing the ratepayer more money, but it's not.
Thank you. Good point. Yep. Okay. So the table on 62. Yes, right. So the approved schedule will need to be part of the resolution as it's not in the recommendations. So, yep, and add that.
Get a second.
Have a second of there. Good. No further questions? We'll put that to the vote. All those in favour? Against? Carried. Thank you. And we move to the Chief Executive Officer's update on page 65. I'll move this. I have a seconder. Please.
Thank you, Your Worship. Take the report as read. One update that needs to be made is 23rd of October. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to attend the blessing ceremony for State Highway 2, so that needs to be removed from the report. One of the key highlights was the Pohiri inauguration meeting. It really reflects positively on that. First time I've ever done a whai kōrero in reo Māori, and shout out to Pakatohia for their support. And what an experience. It was awesome. I really enjoyed the challenge and felt like I needed to do that to respect the occasion, particularly noting the first time we've had Māori ward councillors. So just one of the highlights for me over the period. Just wanted to make note of that. Happy to take any questions.
I've got a question, but I've got to say I was pretty impressed. And I think Councillor Howard is nudging me going, yeah.
Brilliant, sure. Steve Nelson must be next.
And I noticed the CE from Whakatane was a little bit worried because he probably set a standard. Oh, thanks. And that was well appreciated.
Thank you. Oh, and I just share, really nice unexpected moment. About a week after that, a staff member came in and just sort of indicated that she felt really proud to work for this organisation, being part of that pōwhiri and seeing myself up there presenting like that. So I was, really quite emotionally driven at that feedback. That was very cool. Yeah, just wanted to share that.
Just I'd like to acknowledge that too, Stace, and it was noted by members of our community from the coast as well. So they were really impressed with your courage and your two and orderals. Sure.
Who won the bake-off?
The finance team. Yeah, it's good to acknowledge that. Nice to continue to remember Dale, who was a previous employee of the council who unfortunately passed away in a car accident. And in memory of her, we do an annual bake-off. And it's a cool event. And always some really high caliber entries. And we get Anne to come as well as his worship. And usually another representative this year was the previous winner come and do the judging. And it was really great and nice to get some real positive feedback from Anne. Really amazed that we're still continuing this, and it's really nice just to acknowledge a staff member from the past. And congrats to the finance team for the victory.
The previous winner was a very harsh judge. And I just had to remind her who paid everyone. So but no, it was a very close contest with some pretty amazing food. An awesome day. Yeah, it was Mad Hatter tea party, and it was all in theme, and she arranged the whole lot. It was quite a it was quite fun to be part of. I haven't been high tea before, but this is the closest thing I'll ever get to it. I think that. And any other questions? I'll put just receiving that. So put that to vote. All those in favour? Against? Carried. Thank you. And just moving into the resolution to exclude the public. Page 69. I'll move this. I'll second it, please. Yep. All those in favour? Against? Carried. Thank you. We'll move into the pink papers. We